Have you ever wondered why she left you? It's a question that's probably gnawing at the edges of your mind, feeding on the remnants of a relationship that once was. Picture this. You're standing in the aftermath of a breakup, the echoes of heated words still ringing in your ears, the sting of loss fresh and raw. You're lost in a sea of confusion and hurt, trying to make sense of it all. Relationships can be a complex labyrinth of emotions and misunderstandings, a delicate dance of two hearts trying to beat in sync. Often, the reasons for their demise are just as complicated. Misunderstandings can build like a wall, brick by brick, until it's too high to scale. Lack of communication can create a chasm so wide it swallows the love that once was. Emotional distance can creep in like a frost that withers the warmest of bonds. But don't despair, there's a way to turn things around. Scene script. First things first, grasp her point of view. In the world of relationships, empathy and understanding aren't just nice to have. They are absolute must-haves. They are the pillars that hold the structure of a relationship together. When things go south, as they sometimes do, it's these very pillars that can help mend the cracks and bring back the warmth that once was. Consider this. You're standing on one side of a hill and she's on the other. You're both yelling, trying to make the other understand your viewpoint, but all you're hearing is your own echo. It's frustrating, isn't it? Now imagine what if you climbed to the top of the hill and saw the view from her side? Suddenly her words make sense. You see where she's coming from, and that's the first step to finding common ground. Let's delve into a story that beautifully illustrates this. Meet Jack and Jill, a couple who found themselves on the brink of a breakup. They were on their respective sides of the hill, shouting into the void. But then, something changed. Jack decided to take a hike up that hill. He tried to see things from Jill's perspective. It wasn't easy. It took patience, it took swallowing his pride, it took admitting that he might have been wrong. And guess what? It worked. Jack's newfound understanding made Jill feel heard, validated. It created a space for dialogue, for negotiation. They began to work together to find a solution, a middle ground. They started to recall why they fell in love in the first place, and slowly but surely, they managed to reconcile, to rebuild their relationship, stronger and healthier than before. So if you're wondering how to win her back, start by understanding her. Listen to her words, but more importantly, understand her silence. See the world through her eyes. Feel her emotions, her fears, her dreams. It's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's about understanding each other. Remember, understanding is the first step towards resolution. Scene script. Next up, focus on self-improvement. Now, let's delve into the realm of personal growth. You see, when we talk about improving ourselves, we're not just talking about hitting the gym or learning a new language. Oh no, it's about a holistic approach that encompasses your physical, emotional, and intellectual well-being. Now, let's start with self-confidence. It's about understanding your worth and being able to project that assurance to the world. When you're confident, it radiates, it's infectious. People can't help but be drawn to it. So work on building your confidence, own your accomplishments, understand your strengths, but also be aware of your weaknesses. Use them as stepping stones to become an even better version of yourself. Next, we have emotional intelligence. This is the ability to understand and manage your emotions as well as those of others. It's about empathy, compassion, and understanding. It's about being able to navigate the complex landscape of feelings that make up the human experience. So, start by acknowledging your emotions, understanding them, and allowing yourself to feel them. It's okay to be sad, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be happy. What's important is understanding why you feel these emotions and how you can use them to your advantage. And finally, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. This is about ensuring that your body is in the best possible condition to support your emotional and intellectual growth. So eat well, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. Remember, your body is the vehicle that carries you through life, so take good care of it. Let me share with you a story. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jack. Jack's girlfriend left him because she felt he wasn't growing as a person. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, Jack took this as a sign to work on himself. He started eating healthier, exercising regularly, and working on his emotional intelligence. He learned to be more empathetic, more understanding. And guess what? His ex noticed. She saw the change in him and she was impressed, and so they got back together happier and stronger than ever before. A better you can lead to a better us. Finally, it's time to make amends. The path to reconciliation is never easy, but it's a journey worth taking. The first step is to approach your ex-partner, and this must be done with utmost sincerity, respect, and patience. This isn't about who was right or who was wrong. It's about coming together with an open heart and a clear mind. So how do you approach them? Well, it's not about grand gestures or extravagant apologies. It's about showing them you've grown and that you're ready to make things right. Start with a simple conversation. Reach out and ask if they'd be open to discussing things. This could be over a cup of coffee or a walk in the park. The setting isn't as important as your intentions. Now, when you're having this conversation, it's crucial to express your feelings and intentions clearly and genuinely. Be honest about your mistakes and what you've learned from them. Show them that the person standing in front of them now isn't the same one who walked away. You've evolved, you've learned, and you're ready to make a real change. To illustrate this, let's consider a successful reconciliation story. There was a couple who had been apart for 2 years. When they met again, the man didn't try to convince her to come back by promising the moon and the stars. Instead, he showed her that he had used the time apart to grow. He'd taken up painting, something he'd always wanted to do but never had the time for. He'd started volunteering at a local shelter. But most importantly, he'd learned to listen, to value her opinions and feelings. He showed her through his actions that he was a changed man. And that, dear friends, made all the difference. Remember, a successful reconciliation isn't about undoing the past, but about learning from it and building a stronger future. It's about showing that you're ready to put in the effort to make the compromises and to grow. Because at the end of the day, reconciliation isn't about winning or losing, it's about understanding and growing together.